So the football event of the Olympic Games kicked off. Morocco went against Argentina. Morocco are the African representatives and the other African representatives. To some of you who have been asking why Nigeria is not at the Olympic Games, number one, it's not our birthright. Number two, we did not do well enough to qualify. That's why we're not at the Olympic Games. So deal with it. But that doesn't take any shine off the Olympic Games. We will not be, well, we will not as much as follow it as Nigerians, but it's happening. And yeah, it's happening. And one of the things that happened yesterday was the fact that we had a long game. Very controversial. Javier Mascherano, the coach of Argentina, said that it was the biggest circus that he has ever seen in his life. Well, it's all part of the drama. Now, before we go into this, if something like this had happened in Africa, Nigeria, or Asia, I know for a fact that this would have been, it would have really been blown out of proportion. Talking about the organization, talking about the local organizing committee, how incompetent and how much a third world country should not be allowed to host the event of this magnitude. That's what I think of it. But it's France, it's Europe. And so it's been, the blame has been shifted to VAR, which I think is wrong. Anyway, let's give it to gist in case you've not gotten it. Well, the game between Morocco and Argentina didn't go as expected. Pundits have already predicted that Argentina would crush Morocco. In fact, the percentage given to Argentina was 65% chance of beating Morocco. That's what you would expect because Argentina are the Copa America champions, they are the world champions, they have Lionel Messi, they have Nicola Otamendi as one of the overage players, and Juan Alvarez. Yes, the guy who seems to win everything, even though he doesn't play as much. But he was supposed to be there, so this is supposed to be his thing. And in as much as most of us would say that, look, at the World Cup, Argentina lost their first match to Saudi Arabia and then went ahead to win it. The circumstances surrounding this leaves so much to behold. The match went down this way. Argentina had all the ball possession and were, of course, doing all the attacking, but it was Morocco that scored the goals. Soufiane Rahimi got the goals for Morocco, one in the 30th minute and the other in the second half. That's the way it worked. So Morocco actually were leading by 2-0 up until the 60th minute. In the 68th minute for Argentina, Giuliano Simeone, the son of Diego Simeone, the coach of Atletico Madrid, yeah, see all the lines, scored the goal. So it was 2-1. Momentum was in the side of Argentina. The match got to 90 minutes. The referee inexplicably added 15 extra minutes. And 106 minutes after the ball went ping-ponging in the Moroccan half, a goal was scored. Of course, for us who love the drama, it was like, wow. The Argentine bench celebrated, but the Moroccans didn't see it that way. And then missiles were thrown in, objects were thrown into the field, and to make it worse, Moroccan fans got onto the field of play. Chaos ensued. The match officials had to stop the match. Fans had to be driven out of the stadium. Players, for their own safety, had to be taken back to the dressing room. But one thing most people did not realize was the match was not officially stopped. Now, whilst this was going on, VAR was also checking out if the goal should stand. Now, look at the sequence of things. The abnormal part started when missiles were thrown in because the Moroccan fans felt that the time had exceeded. Stupid. Then Moroccan fans got on the field of play. They broke the barriers, got on the field of play, and then the players, for their safety, had to be called into the dressing room so that everything would be organized. Again, I say this, if this was an Asian tournament or an African, if the tournament of this magnitude was organized in Asia or in Africa, I know that the press would have gone to town saying that they don't have the capacity. Some of these countries that don't have the capacity to do this should not be allowed to host the games. That's what they would have said. That would have been the narrative. Because prior to these games, some red flags have been raised. Security issues, hygiene. Remember the water bottle that had to be called back because of substances in the water bottle, which would be harmful to humans. And then, of course, one of the swimming venues that was alleged to have had a lot of fecal matter in it and will have one of the swimming events take place there. These are red flags that have been pointed out. France, Europe. And now, crowd trouble. Not being able to control the crowd. Do you want to blame the Moroccan fans? They have a right to get angry. It's football. There's a lot of emotions. The second thing, do you want to blame VAR for that? Come on, man. VAR did his job. The pointer here right now, somebody was saying that, what is the relevance of VAR in football? If you were Morocco right now, would you be blaming VAR? As much as we saw the circus. So I think the blame should be channeled to the appropriate quarters. The Olympic Committee and the local organizing committee for not being able to stop the crowd trouble. I think that's where it should go. The biggest circus for me should be the security arrangements. What were they doing? Why were they not aware when the barriers broke and they started throwing missiles and the fans broke the barrier and got on the field of play? So that's where it is. That's where we should start pointing fingers at. It has nothing to do with VAR, because at the end of everything, the clock was still ticking. About more than an hour later, the players were called back to complete the match. It was initially reading 2-2, and then I thought that if you see some of the headlines, I actually thought that the match had ended. Some local dailies already said that the match ended 2-2. Only for VAR, the referee came in and did all the traditional thing of going to check the blah, 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 blah. The referee checked and VAR did his job, and it said it was an offside call, that it wasn't a goal. I think Argentina are pissed because they lost the match. I think Argentina and all football stakeholders should point an accusing finger not at VAR, but at the organizing committee, at the organizers, the football event, because other matches were also played. And VAR played prominent roles in some of the other matches. Let's just tell you that Spain continued their evolution of football. They defeated Uzbekistan by 2-1, totally dominant. Egypt and the Dominican Republic played 0-0, surprise, surprise. Guinea lost to New Zealand by 2-1. Iraq defeated Ukraine by 2-1. Japan destroyed Paraguay by 5-0. Thierry Henry's France, with Michael Lee's playing, defeated the United States by 3-0. All goals scored in the second half. And Mali and Israel played a 1-1 draw. So the Olympics have started, the football event has started, and the controversy started with it. Tell me what you guys think about it. Frankie Tebudialapa is my name. Talking sports, that's my game. Like it, subscribe to it, and make sure you follow us. And do us a favor, share it also. Enjoy the community. It's We Talk Sports.